Hi, this is Dr. Jeff Davis, President of Lordship Investments and Director of New Way Community Development Corp. I'm here today to offer to you 5 minutes to live by on various subjects that could change your life. Each presentation is going to be precise and focus on one particular topic. We're going to talk about things like Christianity, real estate, marriage, business, finances, sales. There's a whole variety of things to discuss. So today we're going to be looking at the subject of how to get our mind focused on God through prayer. We're going to be coming out of a book I wrote called Wake Up to Win Daily Devotional. This book was designed for busy people. There is a passage at the beginning of each day, there's an explanation, and then there is a prayer. We take scriptures starting in Genesis, and we'll pull scriptures all the way through to Revelation by the time you get through the book. So you'll have gotten a little bit of exposure to everything. So now I want to talk to you about prayer. What is prayer? I think the easiest way to think about praying is to think communicating. When you are with someone, you have a friend or a spouse or kids, one of the main things you want to be able to do is communicate. You want to be able to talk to them about your life and about their lives. You want to be able to find out what's going on with them and let them know what's going on with you. That's what prayer is. Prayer is talking to God. Prayer is something that can happen any place, anytime, whenever you're ready, you can pray. Now, it's nice to have those times where you can go and you can set your mind on prayer and you just focus on prayer, and those are great times to have. But sometimes you're in the car, you're driving, you're stuck in traffic. That can become a time to pray. Sometimes you are feeling really, really good about something that's going on. That can be a time to pray. Sometimes you're devastated by the news that you have received. That can be a time to pray. Because God is always available to hear your prayers. There's no such thing as getting on his schedule. Oh Lord, I'll be back to pray to you at 2:45 today. It's not like that with him. Anytime you decide to pray, he is there. Now, as you develop in this discipline of prayer, you're also going to find that it allows you to be able to hear. God speaks. Prayer is good, and sometimes it feels like it's a one-way street. But again, looking at the different relationships in our life, don't you want people to talk to you even as you talk to them? Don't you want them to have a conversation with you, to kind of go back and forth with you? Well, that's what prayer is. Prayer is being able to have a conversation with God about yourself. Now, I know that sometimes we think that because God is God, he knows everything, why should we bother praying? Partly because he wants to hear from you. God is not intending for us to live this life and do everything assuming that he's going to take care of everything. He wants to hear from you. He already knows what's going on in your mind. He knows what's going on in your heart. So this is not about, I need to tell God for the sake of information. This is about, I need to talk to God because he cares, because he listens, because he's focused, because he wants to know. Your prayers, sometimes people don't like to pray because they think they don't know how to pray. They don't know what words to say. They don't know the right way to talk. Maybe they stutter or their language isn't very clear. When you're talking to God, none of that matters, because God doesn't just look at your words, he looks at your heart. He hears what you say, but he knows what you mean. Prayer is an important part of our discipline as Christians, and we need to focus on prayer regularly and consistently. Don't worry so much about how much time. I think the more time we spend in prayer, the longer they get. Focus more on what is it that God wants to hear from me today. And don't think anything is too big for him to hear. So again, we're taking these out of my book, the Wake Up to Win Daily Devotional. You can get this book at www.nwcom.org. Again, that's www.nwcom.org. Or you can go to Amazon, www.amazon.com, look for books, Dr. Jeff Davis. Till next time, this is Dr. Jeff Davis wishing you a great day full of success and happiness.